Hi, my name is Page Rodriquez. I am a peer specialist at the Mental Health Association in Chautauqua County. I've worked at MHA, it'll be 2 years next month. My current position is a peer specialist, more specifically the CPS liaison between Chautauqua County and the Mental Health Association, working under contract with Children Protective Services. I work with the parents whose babies are born with substances in their system, and I help them to navigate their own recovery and the process that would follow through family court until they are reunified with their children. So I actually got started at MHA almost 4 years ago, but not as a employee. I got started as a participant myself. I got sober in January of 2022, and I had started attending their AA meetings and attending their trauma groups. And that's kind of how I got acclimated around what they do and who they are. And as time went on, it really resonated with me, and I wanted to work there. So a year later, I just kind of kept pushing and pushing and pushing and mentioning until they got tired of me and hired me, really. I guess my favorite part is that while working at the Mental Health Association, I just love being around people who are like-minded, like myself, and have the ability to use what people would consider as traumatic experiences or dark times in their life, and I get to use that every day to help other people, which is pretty cool. The best part is seeing families reunited. Originally, when I was younger, I went to JCC for psychology and human services, and I wanted to be a social worker for kids who were in foster care because I was in foster care. Unfortunately, it didn't go that way. I ended up getting lost in my own addiction and dropping out of college, and I kind of spent years floating. And so for me, it's kind of like this came full circle. Like my idea from childhood where I was gonna help people and kids in my situation kind of turned into the same thing, but also helping adults and children in my situation. Did I ever think I would work in this field? Not in this manner. I wouldn't change it now at all. A lot of the challenges that I face in my position, first of all, this is an extremely heavy, emotionally heavy job. So you're gonna see a lot of heartache, you're gonna see a lot of trauma, even if it didn't happen to you. Just to listen to people's stories can be really emotional. I think one of the other biggest challenges is stigma. Really, for me specifically in my position, addicts carry a stigma, and so does CPS. One of the biggest parts of being a peer, obviously, is using your experience to help other people. But it's super, super important that as a peer, we remember that we're here to meet them where they are, and our story just helps us to relate. And also the very most important thing is acceptance and not bringing judgment to the table at any time. We're in a career that's very multidimensional is the best word I guess I could come up with.